You know, as humans, we just have this drive to explore, right? We're just wired to push into the unknown, to fill in the blank spaces on the map, and to tackle the biggest questions out there. So today, we're going to look at two of the most incredible frontiers you can imagine. The deepest, darkest parts of our own planet, and the deepest, most mysterious parts of our own minds.
And that really gets you thinking, doesn't it? What are our final frontiers? Are we talking about physical places we can actually, sail to and map out? Or are they hiding somewhere else entirely, like inside the uncharted territory of human consciousness itself? We're going to dive into both, side by side.
So first up, let's talk about a frontier that's, well, it's huge. It's physical, it's undeniably real. It's our planet's oceans. And in a lot of ways, this world right here on Earth is still way more mysterious to us than the surface of the moon.
To give you a sense of the sheer scale here, just think about this. The ocean covers a staggering 70% of our planet. That makes it by far the biggest living space on Earth, and it is absolutely packed with life.
But here's the crazy part. Even with all that space, a massive chunk of it is still a total mystery. As of recently, more than 70% of the entire seafloor is still unmapped, with the good high-resolution technology we have today. I mean, get this, we literally have better, more detailed maps of the surface of Mars than we do of the bottom of our own oceans. How wild is that?
So you might be thinking, okay, why is that? Well, it really all boils down to the tech we're using. Mapping the ocean with satellites, that kind of gives you a blurry, big-picture view. But to see the real details, the shipwrecks, the volcanic vents, the actual shape of the abyss, you need ships using something called multi-beam sonar. It's slow, it's super expensive, but it's the only way to get a really sharp image.
Okay, but if mapping is one thing, actually seeing it is something else entirely. And this number, this is the one that really gets me. When we talk about explorers physically seeing it with their own eyes, we're talking less than 1,000th of 1% of the deep ocean floor. I mean, that's practically nothing. The vast majority of this world has never been seen by a human being.
So what happens when we do manage to get down there? Well, we find real, tangible things, verifiable discoveries. Scientists think there could be up to 1 million different species in the ocean. And get this, roughly 2/3 of them are completely new to us. We're talking about describing almost 2,000 new species every single year. Every trip down brings back solid, new knowledge about our world.
All right, so let's shift gears completely. We've talked about the physical world. Now let's journey inward to a frontier that's way more abstract, the human mind, and the long search for what people call psychic abilities. This is an exploration of what's possible, not just what's physically there. So there's actually a field of study for this. It's called parapsychology, and its whole job is to look into these alleged psychic phenomena. Things like ESP and mind over matter, stuff that just doesn't seem to fit with the laws of physics or biology as we know them.
And what exactly are they looking for? Well, they're investigating claims of telepathy, mind-to-mind communication, or precognition, the idea of knowing the future before it happens, clairvoyance, which is perceiving events that are far away, and even psychokinesis, that classic mind-over-matter stuff. These are the big ideas they're chasing.
And look, this isn't some new fad that just popped up. People have been trying to seriously study this stuff for a really long time.
I mean, just look at this timeline. We're talking about formal societies being founded way back in the 1880s. Then you had proper university labs in the 1930s looking into it. It even got serious government attention. The CIA ran a top-secret program called the Stargate Project for 20 years. But, and this is a big but, it was eventually shut down. The official reason? It just wasn't useful for gathering intelligence.
Okay, so we've got these two big frontiers, right? One is out there in the world. The other is in here, in the mind. Both have been explored for a long time. So what happens when we compare the results? Let's put them head to head. And wow, when you lay it all out, the difference is pretty stark. With ocean exploration, the methods give us data we can check and recheck, the discoveries are constant and verifiable, and so pretty much all scientists agree it's a field worth pursuing. But then you look at parapsychology, and after more than 100 years, the experiments are notoriously hard to reproduce, and they just haven't delivered that smoking gun, that consistent, verifiable proof. And because of that, mainstream science is, to put it mildly, not on board. And this isn't just a general feeling, this is official. Back in 1988, the U.S. National Academy of Sciences, these are the heavy hitters, they reviewed all the research, 130 years of it, and came to a pretty blunt conclusion. They found, quote,
No scientific justification from research conducted over a period of 130 years for the existence of parapsychological phenomena. That's a really powerful statement.
So what's the big takeaway here? What does all this actually mean? Well, I think it tells us something really important, not just about oceans or psychic powers, but about how we discover anything.
When you see one field making amazing discoveries and another one, well, struggling, it really shines a spotlight on the power of the scientific method. It's basically a toolkit for not fooling ourselves. It forces you to have strict controls, to get results that other people can get too, and to have some seriously solid proof if you're making a wild claim. It's how we tell the difference between a real discovery and just wishful thinking.
So in the end, maybe the most powerful tool we have for exploration, whether we're going to the bottom of the sea, the edge of the universe, or even trying to understand our own minds, maybe it isn't a submarine or a fancy theory. Maybe it's just a method, a way of thinking critically. And that leaves us with the real question, doesn't it? Where is that incredible tool going to take us next?